My twin and I, 31 male and female, have been very close as our parents both passed away early and we ended up living with my uncle, who very clearly did not want us. Our lives were going relatively fine until I became a mother at 21 and dropped out of college to focus on my mental health. The pregnancy took a huge toll. I didn't manage to graduate in the end and ended up in retail, but my brother did and worked extra hard to both get great working experience and good grades to help supplement my income, and with his help, we managed to make things work. Since then, our paths diverged. He's gone on to become a successful business owner, and I'm happy with the craft-related job I have that allows me to work from home and gives me time to take care of my own set of twins. We've remained close though, and he has not stopped taking care of my kids. Since his business took off about 5 years ago, he has paid for most, if not all of the kids' expenses, and contributing to their savings. While I'm not 100% sure of his income, I can safely say it's probably in the mid-high six figures. He spends probably about $100,000 each year on the kids in various forms, investments, gifts, schooling, etc. When he first started dating Jane and the kiddos were little, she was not happy that he would stay over sometimes to help babysit overnight, to give me a break and spend some time with the kids, instead of going out with her. She was also unhappy that we slept in the same bed when he did that. I was in a one-bedroom apartment at that time and the alternative was basically a wooden platform that doubled as my couch. He stopped doing both at her behest, but she never really liked me after that. Throughout the past 4 years, she's been throwing snide remarks about me about my brother paying for my kids, which I accept because he is paying for them and that is his choice. But recently she posted a disgusting comment on SM, implying that my brother was the father of the twins, and how disgusting it was that I was forcing him to pay for them. It was deleted within the hour, but I managed to get a screenshot. I have thus 2 questions. Am I the idiot for accepting his financial help to give my kids a better life than the one I can afford? He has expressed many times over the years that he's extremely happy to do so. Would I be wrong for sending the screenshot to my brother? Knowing him, it would probably mean the end of their relationship, as he did not treat the last guy who implied that in front of me well and cut ties with him. Edit to add. The twins' bio father is not and will never be in the picture. As brother's business took off earlier, my brother asked me to spend more time at home with the twins, as my earlier retail jobs had me out 50+ hours. My current job has earned me more money over the years, as I have been able to build up a stock of digital patents for sale. Of course, I wouldn't be able to provide the same quality of life if I raised them on my money alone, and I'm not proud enough to yank them out of their schools, activities and lives, just so I can say I raised them alone. Yes, his girlfriend knew of the arrangement early on in their relationship. Last I asked, he said he has no plan for kids of his own. You are not the idiot. I'd send it. He seems like a lovely guy and he loves you and the kids. If it was causing him financial stress, it'd be different, but he's choosing to help out, which is just so nice. He may as well know she feels this way before he puts a ring on it. She's probably more jealous though, and that translates to anger. She's concerned that her future with him will always be tied with you, which it will, and she'll never be able to win because it shouldn't be a competition. I get what you're saying, but $100,000 a year is way more than helping out to me. What I worry is that in the event he isn't able to pay for them anymore, can OP support her kids? Exactly. Why do you feel comfortable with your brother completely taking care of your kids? They're your kids, not his. So no, your craft job does not allow you to care for your kids. You're literally choosing to live off of your brother. Why haven't you got a job or tried to better yourself so you don't have to depend on your brother to survive? I'm going to say it, you are the idiot. You're not even trying to understand his girlfriend's point of view. The facts are, you are a full-grown adult who is not taking care of your own family. You seem like you have no intentions of setting up to help your brother. You just mentioned he makes a lot of money, which makes it seem as though that's good enough for you. He has his own future to think about and it shouldn't revolve around you. I honestly don't even see how you could just continue to take and take for so many years, and when somebody finally tries to confront you about it, you try to make yourself seem like a victim. Did you miss the part where her brother's SO basically accused her of having his kids? I don't know how that could translate to making OP the idiot. Her brother's obviously happy to do it, and if he wasn't, then he would have stopped or mentioned it. The brother's SO literally thinks her boyfriend is the father of OP's children. That's so sick and disgusting. Update on Am I the idiot because my twin Zesso is angry he's helping to raise my kids? Wow, it's been almost a year. Just remembered this account and thought I'd log in to give an update. In the end, I didn't let my brother know of the screenshots until after they broke up. She was pressuring him to get married and he didn't want to. All things considered, 2020 could have gone worse. The twins have adapted well to the many changes in school environments this year, and I'm so proud of them. I'm also earning quite a lot more this year due to the global issue, as more people are crafting. Seeing how so many people thought I was a leech gave me quite the shock. Honestly, I would never stop putting my kids first, and that includes making sure that they have access to everything they need, even if that means accepting money so that they can live a better life. But it also made me reevaluate what I'm doing for me and what would happen in the next 10 years. So I'll be going back to finish my bachelor's, the credits still count, in the fall of this year. Thanks for your comments. I remember this post, and I remember thinking you were totally not the idiot. I'm very happy to hear that their relationship is over. Also, it was really big of you not to share those screenshots. Good luck with your degree. I'm very happy and proud of you for continuing your education. As for the rest, it's okay to accept help from family, but you have to understand your situation was and is uncomfortable for most people who would potentially date either of you. I can't imagine why you didn't just buy a couch or even a bed for himself to stay in when he comes over, considering you spent $100,000 per year on you and your kids. People thinking you're a leech would rather have a single mother and 2 young children struggling because they don't like the fact that the brother takes care of them by his own free will. Those guys would go against the will of everybody involved, making people's life worse, just because they think help is forbidden. 100,000 is kind of ridiculous, to be honest. Glad you seem to be more motivated to start providing on your own now. Will likely take some pressure off your twin too, as I imagine this would be a deal breaker for most potential romantic partners. Yet he may be reluctant to actually tell you that. Good luck. After getting some blood work done at a doctor's appointment, 34 female was waiting for my doctor to return when a nurse came in. She congratulated me on my positive pregnancy results and said along the lines of, "Oh, sorry, I should wait for the doctor to go over everything." I was stunned. I felt so many emotions at once and I started just sobbing instantly. My husband and I had decided 6 months prior that we should try to start a family. I lost him October 2020 to a car accident. The idea of him living on, even in that split second, had me so overcome that, like I said, I broke down, happy but still crying. Not even 5 seconds later, she said, "Oh, don't cry, I'm literally just messing with you. Haha, don't worry, you're not pregnant. Haha, I can tell you don't want kids. Haha." Whatever that means. Now, I'm not proud of this, but I lost it. I called her awful names and said some pretty awful things before leaving, not even waiting for the doctor to come back. Now I'm thinking I'm a complete idiot for laying into a young nurse who I see him as just trying to lighten the mood and would have no idea what I've been through with pregnancies. Go back, raise a complaint. She's not fit to be a nurse. Jesus Christ, how is that even remotely funny? Pregnancy jokes are never funny, they are cruel. People either would want to hear they're pregnant and would be happy, think a dream come true, then be crushed to hear they are not, or hearing "you are pregnant" is one of their worst nightmares. There is no common neutral ground that could be funny. No, you are not the idiot. She was so unprofessional. Your situation is exactly why you don't make jokes like that. Oh my God, I would be filing a complaint with her office. And I am so sorry for the loss of your husband. Awful for it to happen at any time, but extra tough to have to deal with it in the middle of such times. You are not the idiot. That's one of the most unprofessional things I've ever heard. You should make sure the doctor, or boss, knows about it. If this was the first time she decided to prank a patient, she should make sure she never does it again, and if it wasn't her first time, she probably needs to find a new career. I have no traumas or losses like yours, and if someone did that to me, I'd probably curse them out too. You're not overreacting. My brother and I are both late 30s. We get along fine most of the time, but my brother doesn't do well in a lot of social situations. He says things that are inappropriate, gets overly opinionated, yells a lot, etc. He just doesn't seem to understand tact or when to let things go in a casual conversation. Our wives are best friends. They talk almost every day on FaceTime. My wife is an ex-model, actress, local, and very good with makeup. She's in her mid-30s, we have 3 kids, and she doesn't wear much makeup anymore, but she got some as a gift for Christmas and decided she wanted to get more. Apparently she's been buying cheap stuff and she wanted to splurge on some good stuff. Anyway, she's been testing it all out over the last month, buying more here and there and doing these crazy eyeshadow things. Honestly, I don't know what I'm talking about. She looks great all the time. She's gorgeous without makeup. She's really talented with it though, and she's having a lot of fun. I tease her a little since she works from home and she's wearing pajamas, but her makeup looks like she's at a nightclub. I think it's cute and funny. My brother thinks she's doing it because she's cheating or she wants to cheat. He called me this morning to say he's concerned because he's seen her on FaceTime and he's decided she must be posting pictures or sending pictures to some dude or multiple dudes. I tried to blow it off and explain that it wasn't that way, but he got more aggressive about it, so I ended up yelling at him and shouting, calling him insecure man baby thing. He's being ridiculous and needs to mind his own business, but I think I might be the idiot for blowing up and name-calling when he's probably well-intentioned. I want to add too, my mom and brother both asked, maybe other people will. No, I haven't asked my wife why she's recently started wearing more makeup, and I'm not going to because I think asking is rude. She's spending her money on stuff for her face and it's a creative hobby. I'm not going to be the idiot that ruins someone's creative outlets by asking them to justify it or by insinuating there's a sinister motive behind it. It makes her happy, so I assume that's why she's doing it. Asking why is dumb and insulting in my opinion. You are not the idiot. When I wear makeup, I do it for me, not my husband or any other man. Me. Many women are the same way. Your brother jumping to, she wants to cheat because she's wearing makeup again, is absolute misogynistic garbage and he needs a dressing down. You sound great, and seem to really love and appreciate your wife, as well as understand what being supportive means. Keep it up. I think you may have been a little sensitive to your brother's comments, but I do commend you for standing up for your wife. Is there any possibility your brother may be on the autistic spectrum? As an autistic person, I just want to say that people are often so quick to assume someone is autistic, when they may in fact just be bad at socializing and have poor manners, or just straight up be an idiot. Perhaps he is autistic, but it doesn't come across as that to me. All autistic people are different, but a lot of us know better than to act like his brother does. You are not the idiot. You're a good person. I would guess your brother was well-intentioned, but for the wrong reasons. And maybe this name-calling didn't quite convey to him why what he was saying was wrong. You may need to have a calm heart-to-heart about him minding his own business once you have cooled down about it. I, female 35, was raised by very strict, almost awful parents. They'd yell at me for the smallest stuff and sometimes even for stuff I didn't even do, simply because they were angry. They didn't beat me, but just the yelling was enough to mess up my mental health. Their behavior really gave me a lot of problems. As I grew up, I felt the need to be the one to break this cycle of mistreatment. I promised myself that if I ever had children, I'd make sure to raise them differently, not wanting them to keep the cycle
going. Years later, I had a daughter. When she was born, I kept my promise. I raised her with the respect and care I wish I received from my parents, and thankfully my husband always supported me. I always made sure she felt safe to tell me anything. She's very polite and well-behaved, and I can clearly see that it isn't out of fear like it used to be with me. It makes me so happy and proud to see that I really managed to break the cycle. My husband works all day, so when my daughter isn't at school and I have somewhere to go, I leave her with my parents. Ever since she was born, I always made it clear that I didn't want them to treat her like they used to treat me. They seemed to understand and to be willing to change, so I decided to give them a chance. 3 days ago, my daughter spent the afternoon with them while I went to a medical appointment. When I came back to pick her up, what I saw made me flinch. My mom, 63, was yelling at her, for no reason at all. She was extremely quiet the whole time my mom yelled, like I used to do. I didn't say anything, just picked her up and left. When I entered the car with her, she started crying. I tried to comfort her before I started driving home and asked her what exactly happened. She said she loved her grandparents, but they'd often get angry and start being rude to her for no reason, even though she was always gentle with them. And to make it worse, I asked her why she had never told me about it, and she said my parents told her not to. They were basically doing to her exactly what they used to do to me. When we got home, I explained to my husband the whole situation, and he got just as angry as me. We decided to call my mom later, after I put my daughter to sleep. I asked her why she did exactly what I told her not to, and her answer was, again, exactly what she used to say to me. I'm like that. And then the worst thing I ever heard her say, if I don't yell, she won't learn. That's just real life. So, I made a decision. I said I didn't want her nor my dad near my daughter, at least until they started changing their behavior. She said I couldn't keep them from seeing her, but I said I was just trying to protect her from having her mental health messed up by them like I had. Then, I hung up. Part of me says I did the right thing, but I can't stop thinking that maybe I was too harsh. I was just trying to protect my daughter. Am I the idiot? You are not the idiot for protecting your daughter, but you're a little naive for trusting that your parents had changed just because they told you they wouldn't yell. In 6 years, didn't it ever occur to you to ask your daughter how your parents treated her, especially since you knew they were awful? Please don't waver and give your parents unsupervised access to your daughter, not even if your daughter asks for it. I grew up with a monster for a mum, so if I sound too judgmental, I don't mean to be. You are all idiots here. Since you have allowed them to damage her for 8 years, you know how they are, so you should never have allowed them to babysit to begin with. They also should not be treating others like that. If you want to even see them, only allow them around your child when you come. Be there 100% of the time supervising the visit, as in sitting in the same room with them while they visit and not even leaving the room to make lunch. OP is wrong. OP failed her daughter repeatedly. For that, she is the idiot. The same as throwing your kid into a bear cage doesn't make it everyone is wrong here, just because bear's gonna bear. OP doesn't get off the hook just because her parents are idiots. I know it may be painful to hear, but this is accurate. Your parents don't seem to have any remorse for the way they treated you growing up. Why are they going to be any different now? It sounds like, if given the opportunity, they will just try to manipulate your daughter into lying to you.